or Bust label, we get Brew's reaction. Meanwhile, preseason preview tonight. Bengals, Eagles, Colts, Ravens, Raiders, Seahawks, all in action. And Greg is back to supporting Daniel Jones. Stay tuned. And finally, a special edition of the most motivational segment in all of sports.
Mahomes better not be on there, bro.
This will have props. It's motivational, too. You lose a Super Bowl, you need the light.
It is motivation.
It really has turned to almost strictly motivation. In the beginning, it was a lot of an indictment.
Yeah, it's far more.
Now,
probably more so.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, Wilds. I don't want to be mean. You're not on it. But you were almost on it.
You almost were on there?
You were, you know, what do you say? Anybody?
Bubble.
Referee. Bubble.
After that goose egg you produced yesterday, you almost were on it. I'm just saying, I saw the box score.
Yesterday, Gianna made a box score that was less reliable than ESPN Cleveland's training. No one double-checked it.
Oh, for
it
a post-show press conference?
Yes,
I thought it was right on the money.
Of Gianna.
Where Brew had 4 mic drops and you had 0 good points.
You can't have 4 mic drops, okay? The mic drop, you drop the mic.
We do 8 segments.
You leave.
8 segments, half of them I was just
bang. I agreed, Brew. I thought it was great.
First hour, first things first. We're starting with the Bills. Now, Deon Dawkins sat down with Kevin Clark, who asked him about the Bills being SBOB, which everyone knows is Super Bowl or bust. I don't think he used those words.
He said Super Bowl. He's actually said Super Bowl or bust.
Yes. Just to clarify, most people know what SBOB is, but just to drive it home.
For some reason.
So here's what Deon Dawkins said.
There's one winner every year. There's 31 losers, and we just got to play football. We just have to have a chance to play football. And I don't believe in the Super Bowl or bust, because does that mean that, if we don't win the Super Bowl, all of our contracts just expire and we just go home?
Franchise folds, yeah.
Right, no. So, like, there's never Super Bowl or bust. That's not a thing.
Wow, that's kind of devastating. Your reaction. It's not a thing.
I like Deon Dawkins a lot. He's a great player. We all know that.
Yes.
He's great in front of the camera. I like the way he carries himself, what he stands for. But I don't like this. Really, I don't like this. I hate this, in fact.
Oh, he got it. That's a new pitch.
You never know where I'm going.
Just released his version of the gyro ball. I never saw that one coming.
Okay.
I'm serious, though. I think Nick and I are going to be in lockstep on this. I actually hate it.
Okay.
Because he played the semantics card or the literal card.
Yeah.
Of course, we know that if the Bills or the Ravens or whoever else is SBOB doesn't win the Super Bowl, everyone's not getting cut, kicked out of the NFL, and the team's bringing back 53 new players. I mean, what he answered that like, if you were heading into a Game 7 of an NBA playoff game and somebody asked you, a reporter, is it a must-win? And you said, well, I mean, my contract is not going to get canceled if we don't win. You know, they're not closing down the franchise.
Is this a do or die moment?
You're taking it literally. Yeah. Right. It's a do or die. Like, and what the reason when you say that, when you play the literal card, it's a way of avoiding the elephant in the room. It's a way of avoiding the pressure that we all know is there. Everybody knows that they are SBOB, Super Bowl or bust. Yes, Deon and Josh will be back next year if they don't win it.
Coach might not be.
Coach might not be. But this is Super Bowl bust. And Nick, and I'm going to leave this to you, but especially, you can't avoid the Super Bowl or bust tag when you go in March after the Super Bowl and say, we would have put on a better show than Patrick Mahomes and the Patriots and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So, I don't think that's a good sign.
When you started saying that, I didn't mean to look away from you, but I looked there because that's where the bulletin board sometimes is. We don't have it out today, but I was thinking that exact thing. I was like, Deon's on the bulletin board saying, we would have done better in the Super Bowl, which maybe they would have. Sad for them, they don't ever get there. Lucky for them, he's fine with it. So listen, I'm fine with it's unfair. And the thing is, I understand his point because for most teams, even though, of course, no one's getting cut, there is the element of making the conference championship game. Yes, we would be disappointed if we made the conference championship game and lost the day after, but a week later, we'd be like, what a year.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the majority of teams, that would be the case. The vast majority of teams making the Super Bowl is a successful season, even if you get cracked in the Super Bowl. It doesn't feel like it in the days after it's a successful season. There's just a select handful of teams that truly are, how about this, Super Bowl or failure.
Yes.
And the Bills are near
quite roll
the
off.
They're
exactly
there.
right.
I think they're
No,
there.
I was going to say they might be at the very top.
Oh.
I'm saying they might be. Spoff doesn't work so well. I agree. And it is because their future, and now that he has an MVP, I feel it's comfortable saying it, future Hall of Fame quarterback, who has been an excellent statistical playoff performer, is all of a sudden in a weird category, which is, I couldn't believe it. I looked it up this morning. Josh then double-checked it for me. 30 quarterbacks have won 6 or more playoff games. Josh Allen's won 7. Here's the full list of them that haven't been to a Super Bowl. Just him.
Wow.
That's
So,
interesting.
So all the other 29 quarterbacks who've won 6
or more
playoff
games.
They
They've
all
all
have
been
been
to a
to-
Super
wow.
They haven't all won it, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
They've all been there.
Huh.
But he's safe, obviously. But all his playoff wins, and like I said, he has 7. I expanded it to 6 because he got captured 5 more quarterbacks. There's been 32 coaches to win 7 or more playoff games. 2 have not been to a Super Bowl. Chuck Knox, Sean McDermott, and that's it. The other 30 all have. And so that is odd company, particularly for Josh. Now, Josh is as safe as a player can get. I don't know that Sean McDermott is. And I don't know that that's fair, but let me rephrase it. Fair is not the right word. I think Sean McDermott's a good coach.
Yeah.
But if I were running the Bills and we got just beaten by the Chiefs
Right.
again this year, I got to change something.
But
I agree.
if they go 12-5 and lose in the AFC Championship
To the
game
Chiefs, I have to change something. I have to. Why else would my team believe it's going to be different?
I don't know, because you lose 32-30.
Well, that's how they've been losing.
right. They're always
32,
close.
but
29,
there's like a
20.
special team
Yeah.
touchdown. It's like you got to go.
But there is, I mean, look,
They
and
have
I
to
know
break
the Knicks haven't been as good as the Bills for this long, but they made a change.
Uh,
We saw the Golden State Warriors when Mark Jackson had a 50-win team. They made a change, and the rest is like we've seen this happen plenty of times before in sports. You can't, like Nick said, you got to change something. We're not changing the quarterback. You're not changing certain players. If you don't get over the hump, you have to change something.
And the reason I said I tried to pull back I don't think it's fair, is if you're a defensive-minded head coach, they're not losing these playoff games 12-9.
No.
It's not because, they lost. There was the one against Cincinnati when Josh didn't play well and they didn't score. But all their other playoff
still
losses.
10-27.
Right, they still allowed 27. But and all the other playoff losses, the offense has produced, and the defense has just gotten exposed as a regular season.
And remember last year, I know the Chiefs stepped it up in the playoffs, but that was the first game all year they scored more than 30 points.
Yeah.
Want to hear a wild take that I firmly believe that is ridiculous?
I'd love it.
I think because they're getting a new stadium, that's enough of a change.
Oh, maybe.
Weird,
but
but
those
like,
games are
what are we
not-
going to do? It's like new stadium.
Except the games typically
possibly.
aren't in their
I
stadium.
know, but it just feels like
No, it's
turning a
something
page
different.
versus we have to let go of the coach.
Okay.
I
It's like
won't
we're
be
turning the page
clamoring to
somehow.
get
No,
rid
I'm
of
not-
McDermott,
I'm not
but I'm
either.
just
I
saying,
just-
like, we
but
all know he's a good coach, but sometimes you need a new
Change
voice.
the logo.
But I do, when Deon Dawkins says, like, what's going to happen if we don't win the Super Bowl? The answer is you might have a new head coach. That is certainly, like, that's the...
What, are they going to tear down our stadium?
Yeah.
They open up against the Ravens right now, talking about Super Bowl hangover for Kansas City. Now, Travis Kelce is not dwelling on the Super Bowl route, putting the memory of a catchless first half and a 34-0 destruction of their dynasty before it even got worse. Then eventually, the offense kind of came to life. Sirianni.
It's not getting you back on the Chiefs Kingdom list or whatever it is.
This is bad. All right, so here's Travis Kelce on the Super Bowl loss.
Nah, man, I've thrown that thing in the trash. I moved on.
When did that moment sort of occur for you?
I don't know. I thought it would happen sooner than you can imagine. I was pretty focused on this year in the offseason.
Yeah, about third quarter.
It might have happened during the game.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, but
Yeah.
like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever.
Is there any chance of a Super Bowl hang? Oh, do you want to see the historical stats on Super Bowl hangover? Here's the historical stats on the Super Bowl hangover Josh has. Only 5% of teams have won the Super Bowl after losing the Super Bowl. 9% lost the Super Bowl. If we go all the way down on the bottom, 31% have missed the playoffs.
The problem with this
big
graphic is
this is
you tried to sell me this bill of goods a few years ago, and the Chiefs found themselves in the conference championship game with 12 wins once again after when they lost to the Bucs. Now, they didn't win make or win the Super Bowl that year. They
12%.
They had the worst season of the entire Patrick Mahomes era. It was kind of embarrassing. They won 12 games and lost in overtime the AFC title game. Totally unacceptable. I find the casual, flippant, in places other than here, disrespect and just moving past the Chiefs dynasty inexplicable, because there was no point in Peyton Manning's heyday that people were like, you know what? This is the Titans' year. This is the Texans' year. And there was good reason for that.
Just for the division.
I'm talking about, but that's where it's starting with Kansas City, is a lot of people have them as a wild card team this year, where the Colts from 03 to 2010, when after that Peyton got hurt, they won the division every year except one. They actually didn't do it once, but they won 12 games that year. It was just the Titans had a 6th season. The Patriots from 03 to 19 won the division literally every year except the year Brady blew his ACL. And so the idea that the Chiefs, we have reason to believe we are in a different phase of the Chiefs when all of these active streaks are active. Division titles. It's the Chiefs, and this is also kind of a Bills stat to the previous conversation, but we can show it to you. Division titles, longest active streak. Chiefs have 9, Bills have 5. It's the second longest of all time to the Patriots. What about 11-plus win seasons? All right, the Chiefs have 7, the Bills have 5. It's the second longest of all time. What about years where you win at least one playoff game? The Chiefs have 7, the Bills have 1. That's 1 behind the Patriots. And then the crazy one, what about seasons where you win multiple playoff games? The Chiefs have 6. No one else in the league has more than 1, and it's the longest streak of all time. We are in the midst of literal unprecedented greatness. We are in the midst of the greatest 3-year stretch, tied for the greatest 3-year stretch in the history of football, and people are just convinced, yeah, but have you seen Bo Nix? And I find it embarrassing for a lot of sports media.
Look, I think of a Super Bowl hangover as a mental or emotional letdown, right? Where, like you said it, you could theoretically, I guess, or literally say, well, the only time they